homestead. If you're new here, my name is Lynn. Welcome, and if you've been here before, I'm so happy you came back. And happy fall, or as we like to call it in this house, the season of Lynn, because fall is my absolute favorite time of year, and I know it is for a lot of people, but Grace's birthday is in the fall, my birthday is in the fall. I am not a 105 degree temperature kind of girl like we had this summer. The colors, the crispness in the air, and of course, pumpkin just makes me love fall even more. And today we are on the hunt for the best pumpkin muffins. Yes, we're bringing back the best of, in search of the best of recipes. I've done several, and I will link them here in a playlist or individual videos here somewhere, or down in the description below. The link will be somewhere. Today it's going to be pumpkin muffins. I am on the hunt for the perfect pumpkin muffins. I love pumpkin. Pretty much everyone in the house actually loves pumpkin. It's rare that we all like something, but pumpkin is definitely one of those things. I love the whole fall pumpkin spice thing that goes on. I love it. Doesn't bother me at all. I also love apple, so apple does not need to take a, backward step to pumpkin at all. They could be equal, but today we're focusing on pumpkin. And as I said, we're going to try 3 recipes, and whatever we pick as the winning recipe, I will also link that down below. And I have it from 3 sources. So the first ones we're going to make is from the Better Homes cookbook. This is from the 1993 edition. This is the one I got as a wedding gift, as is tradition in our family, to give a Better Homes cookbook from the year you were married. And I've made these, this is a basic muffin recipe, and you add what you want to it. Blueberries, bananas, dates, cheese, whatever you want. But today we're going to be doing pumpkin. And it makes 10 to 12, which is perfect because I really don't want like 72 muffins. David will be taking some into work. But we're going to get started on the first ones, and that is going to be from the Better Homes book. And I have my oven preheated to 450 degrees. We're going to leave it, they go in, all the muffins will be going in for 5 minutes, 450, and then we'll lower it to whatever baking temperature it recommends. I find you get the nice little rise in the top that you like if you do that with your muffins. So let's get started. What I really love about muffins, I don't have to get my mixer out for these. They actually turn out better if you don't use a mixer. So the first thing we're going to add is our flour, our sugar, our baking powder, and our salt. So for the first recipe, we need 1 3/4 cups of flour, 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. Then we need to add 1/2 cup of sugar. I'm going to switch out for my reading glasses here. 1/3 cup of sugar. I'm glad I put my reading glasses on. 1/3 cup of sugar. 2 teaspoons of baking powder. 1, 2. Add 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cloves. And already it smells like fall. So just about 1/2 of the quarter here. We're going to give that a stir. We're going to add 1 egg, 3/4 cups of milk, 1/4 cup of oil. I'm going to be using sunflower oil. That's what I have. And 1/2 cup of just pumpkin. It's not pumpkin pie filling, it's just pure pumpkin. just want to stir them until you don't see any of the flour mixture, which I'm still seeing. Funny enough, I've made this recipe a lot, but not with pumpkin. It's always been with the blueberries or the banana. Okay, so we're gonna get these in a muffin pan that I've lined. Make my life a little bit easier today, so I only have 2 muffin pans, so I have to use one for the 3rd muffins. And I have my medium-sized cookie scoop. I'm gonna do 1 each and then we'll come back. This is supposed to make 10 to 12, so we'll see what 1 scoop does. Okay, so these are gonna go into the 450-degree oven for 5 minutes. I'm gonna lower it to 400 and bake them for roughly another 15 minutes. And then we'll get started on our 2nd recipe. Okay, the next recipe, I washed everything up, so I'm basically I don't want any of the other ingredients from the other muffins to mix in so we can get a true taste test. So I'm just gonna keep washing the same bowl and same utensils. So in between getting them in the oven, I'll take a few minutes out to wash everything. But the next recipe we're gonna use, I actually have high hopes for, because it's a whole cookbook of just pumpkin. Pumpkin recipes. Irresistible pumpkin-filled breads, pies, cookies, entrees, desserts, and more. And I had a goal this year to make more recipes from these cookbooks that I have, because if you're new here, hi, my name's Lynn. I have a little bit of an addiction to cookbooks. Though I've done really well, I donated a lot that I just did not like. And I'm like, why am I keeping these? We did not like the recipes I've made from them, so I did donate them. But I still have a lot, so I'm trying to be better. Luckily, we still have a few months left of this year to hopefully try and do some more recipes from these cookbooks. And this will be the first recipe from this cookbook that I picked up, well, about a year ago. Now, full disclosure, I have to change this recipe a tiny bit because I did not realize, this is why I should have read this recipe sooner, it needs 1 cup of 100% bran cereal. That is not something we have in the house. It's not something we eat. I don't have it. So I did a little bit of research, and from what I've been able to find out, I can take it out, but I need to add a little more liquid and a little more flour to substitute for the bran. So that's what I'm going to do, and hopefully it still comes out. I picked all these recipes because all 3 of them are all different. So I think it will give us a true taste test of what we like. So, okay, on to recipe number 2. So the first thing it had me do was take 2 tablespoons of sugar and a ½ teaspoon of cinnamon and mix them together and set it aside. So I have that done. Next, we are going to combine the flour. So we need 1 3/4 cups of flour. Oh, same amount as last time. That's interesting. I guess because I'm really disappointed because I would like to see if the bran did add anything to it, but I don't have any, so there was no sense crying over spilled milk. So that's 1 3/4. So 1, 2, 3. Now, if you are making this with the bran, this would be, you would take a cup of the bran cereal and 1 cup of milk to soften it and then add it. But because we don't have it, I'm adding 3/4 cups more flour, and I'm going to add 1 1/4 cup of milk. Okay, we're going to add 6 tablespoons flour, meaning, so 6 tablespoons of sugar to the flour. So 6 tablespoons of the sugar, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. I already like this recipe. It has a lot of cinnamon in it, so that makes me happy. Okay. Baking powder, 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Tablespoon of baking powder, a ½ teaspoon of baking soda, teaspoon of salt. And we're gonna mix that all up. And we're gonna add 1 cup of pumpkin. Okay. 1 1/4 cup of milk. Quarter. 2 eggs, I believe it was. No, 1 egg. Egg. And a tablespoon of vanilla. Okay, that's about a tablespoon. Mix them all together, and then we're going to add this to our flour mixture. First batch just came out, so this took a total of 20 minutes. I probably could have took them out maybe 2 minutes. I took them out actually 2 minutes sooner, so it wasn't 20, it was about 18. But, oh, they smell good. Found a typo. They forgot to tell you to add the pecans to the cinnamon sugar mixture, because the next time they talk about it, these go on top once you put these in the muffin pans, and it says add the pumpkin cinnamon sugar mixture, which is not. That doesn't tell you to add the pecans, so I'm just gonna break up a couple of these just to make these a little bit smaller. 1/2 cup. We're just gonna sprinkle the pecan cinnamon sugar mixture, a little bit on each one. My oven's back up to 450, so 5 minutes. 400, so again, same cooking time as the other ones. And this obviously is gonna make more than 24, so I'm gonna plop those other ones out, finish baking off this recipe, and then we'll start our third and final pumpkin muffin recipe. The second batch, it'll be finishing up soon, so we might as well get started on the third, because I should have a pan ready by the time I'm done. So the last recipe is from Lovely Little Kitchen. Let me just double check that. Lovely Little Kitchen from online. This one, the flours is still the same, but this definitely has different ingredients. So I can't wait to try all these and see which one's the best. So first we're going to measure out the flour, sugar, baking soda, salt, and spices, get them together. And then in another bowl, the eggs, the pumpkin, the oil, and the vanilla extract. So, okay. 1/4, 1/2, 3/4. 1 cup of regular sugar. I will say this definitely has the most sugar. So 1 cup of regular sugar and 1/2 cup of dark brown sugar. And I was out of brown sugar, so I actually had to whip some up before we started today. 1/2 cup. Then we need the baking soda, which is 1 teaspoon. That's 1/2. That's 1. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. 1/4 teaspoon of the cloves. And 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. We're going to give those a mix. We're dry all mixed up, so now we're going to do 2 eggs. Right here. 1. So it calls for 15 ounces of canned pumpkin, which is approximately 1.7 cups, which honestly is very close to what I have here. I don't have quite 2 cups, so I think we're good. This recipe definitely uses the most pumpkin. Half a cup of oil, 1/4 cup. Nope, 1/2 cup. Seems like a lot, but I am going with it. 1/2 cup of oil and a teaspoon of vanilla. And we're gonna mix this all up. Stop because the second batch just came out. Oh my goodness. I hope these taste as good as they look and smell. Wow. We finally have that mixed. So far, all the recipes say 1 dozen, and the second recipe definitely gave me more than 12, and I feel like I filled these plenty full. I don't want them coming over the top and sticking to my pan, and this one says 12 also. I think I'm gonna get more than 12, but I really do. So these go in, again, 5 minutes at 400, but the recipe says to bake them at 375. So we'll be lowering the temperature. That's the lowest one so far. Most muffin recipes, you do bake at 400, so that's interesting. 75 for 20 to 22 minutes. So far, not one of my muffins has cooked that long. They've all come out way before the time, but y'all know how much I hate my oven, so I mean, those to me look very full. This is still a little warm, but they look very full to me. And I easily have another 6 maybe to go in here. So 455 minutes and then 375, and I'm only gonna do 12 minutes. They're all done, they're all cool. We are gonna try them all right now, but I just wanted to give you a quick look at how they all look. They all look different. Aiden was like, said, they're all different colors, Mom. Yes, they are. Okay, so I have 2 additional taste testers with me. Yes, he is so tall. Okay, there, maybe we can fit him. So the first one we're gonna try is from the Better Homes and Garden Cookbook.
Interesting texture.
That has no flavor.
Not much.
It's very dry. There's some water.
Okay, I just remember we gotta get a drink. We'll be right back to try the rest. Okay, yeah. I already know I don't like that one. It at the very end, I'm getting a little hint of nutmeg maybe. Okay, the next one we're gonna try, this is one I'm really excited to try. This is from the Pumpkin Recipe Cookbook, and this was called Cinnamon Sugared Pumpkin Pecan Muffins. All right, let's hope this one's good. Go.
There you go.
I still don't get a lot of flavor on it.
I don't either.
I know what. Topping has all the flavor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not quite as dry as the other one, but
No. Well, it's better than the first one,
Yeah.
but that's not saying a whole lot.
Yeah.
All right, the third one and final one, you can see, is from the online recipe. Oh, that cut different even. Okay. All right. Maybe this one's gonna be good. Okay, ready, go.
Immediately more flavor.
That's better.
Yeah.
yep.
That one's really good, actually. I think if you took the topping from the second one and put it on this one, it would be perfect.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Okay, so the third one actually had the most pumpkin of all the recipes. It also had regular sugar and brown sugar. It also had the most sugar,
There you go.
which is interesting.
Sugar's the key.
The second one had the least amount of sugar. Yeah, that is good. Okay, I guess we have a winner. The winner is the I think a Little Love Kitchen, whatever it was I said earlier. That is perfect, and I will share the recipe down below. I'll share the link for that down below of that recipe so you all can try it. Wow, that was really good. I like that one. I can still taste of course it's gonna be better. It has the most pumpkin, it had the most spices, and the most sugar. I think we finally found the perfect muffin recipe. This is the one I am going to save, and I'm going to get rid of all my other ones because that is why I started this series, because I wanted to also declutter the amount of recipes I have printed off and ripped out of magazines. And I'm a lot lower than I used to be, but the amount I had was insane at the start of this year. My goal is to be completely through the rest of them by the end of this year. Let me know down in the comments. Are you team pumpkin, team apple, hate fall, love fall? Let me know down in the comments. I love to read them. Until then, take care, God bless, and we'll see y'all soon.